We are given that the area of a rectangular photograph is 84 square feet. We also know that the length of the rectangle is 2 less than twice the width. We want to know what is the length of this photograph. To set up the problem, I'm going to first draw a picture of my rectangular photograph. I know that the area of this photograph is equal to 84 square feet. And I know that the area is given by the length times the width. Looking at the information, I know that my length of my rectangle is 2 less than twice the width. What this means is that I'm going to double my width, or take 2 times my width, and then I know my length is 2 feet less than that. So my length is given by taking 2 times W minus 2. When we calculate the area of our rectangle, we know that this is given by the formula length times width, and that is equal to 84 square feet. So for our problem, our length is equal to twice the width minus 2, and our width is W. And when we multiply our length times the width, we want to get 84 square feet. We would recognize that I can simplify the left-hand side by using the distributive property. I have W times 2W, or 2W squared, and W times a negative 2, or minus 2W, is equal to 84. Since I have a quadratic equation, one way that I can try to solve for it is to set it equal to 0 and then factor it. To set it equal to 0, I'm going to subtract 84 from both sides. This would give me 2W squared minus 2W minus 84 is equal to 0. In order to factor the left-hand side, I will recognize that I have a greatest common factor of 2. Factoring out 2 from each one of those 3 terms gives me W squared minus W minus 42 is equal to 0. I could divide both sides by 2, leaving me with the quadratic equation W squared minus W minus 42 is equal to 0. One way that I can solve this quadratic equation is to factor it. This means I'm looking for 2 terms that multiply to a negative 42 that add to a negative 1. This would be negative 7 and a positive 6. Factoring W squared minus W minus 42 into W minus 7 times W plus 6. Before I move on, I just want to verify that I have factored correctly. Using the distributive property, I can see that I have W times W, or W squared, W times 6, or a positive 6W, negative 7 times W, or a negative 7W, and finally a negative 7 times a positive 6, which is a negative 42. We can see this is indeed equal to W squared minus W minus 42. So now I have 2 terms multiplied together, and that product is equal to 0. That tells me that either my first factor, W minus 7, is equal to 0, or my second factor, W plus 6, is equal to 0. Solving for W minus 7 is equal to 0 gives us a width of 7, or 7 feet. In our second equation, W plus 6 is equal to 0. In order to solve for W, I would subtract 6 from both sides, giving me W is equal to negative 6. Since I'm dealing with the width of a rectangle, I know that this is a distance and it must be positive. Therefore, I have the width of my rectangle, and it is equal to 7 feet. Now I need to find the length, and the length is given by taking twice the width and subtracting 2 feet. In this case, I'm going to take 2 times 7, and I'm going to subtract 2, or 14 minus 2, which is equal to 12 feet. In this case, I have a length of 12 feet. Let's just verify that I have the correct length and width. I know that my area is equal to length times width. If my length was 12 feet and my width was 7 feet, I can see that 12 times 7 is indeed 84, verifying that the area of my rectangular photograph is indeed 84 feet squared.